Hey, what's up, man? It's your boy J-Mo. Now, on this one, I got something to talk about. I want to talk about hospitals. Now, hospitals, I just want to speak on my experiences with them. I don't know if I fear them or if I got whatever going on with them. We can get to that, you know what I'm saying? But I want to speak on hospitals. And in order for me to, speak on the hospitals and give you guys a good insight on how I feel about everything and why everything affects me the way it does, I have to give y'all a little background on me first. And the background of me is pretty much I've always been healthy, top-notch health at that, like in great shape. Hardly get sick. If I do get sick, a lot of times I can fight the sickness naturally with my body. Just hardly have bad days physically and, with my body and stuff health-wise. I hardly ever had them when I was growing up, you know what I'm saying, even through my adult life. And then when I got to a certain point in my life, probably like 28, 29, I started feeling some type of pains. And, first it took me forever to even go to a doctor. So I would go to the doctor at first. And I would go to the doctor and try to see what's going on with my body. And then one time, the doctor told me something was going crazy. Like something wasn't really right. Something ain't right with you for real. You need to go get that shit checked out. So I went and got it checked out. Actually, I didn't. I went back to work. And then I went back to work. And then I worked for like 2 weeks. And then the boss man was just, it's pretty much was obvious at that time that I needed some medical attention. And he just told me basically, go home, don't come back until you go to the doctor. Let the doctor let me know you can come back to work. So at that point in time, this was like 4th of July weekend anyway. So I was like, okay, I'm about to go. I'm not even really thinking much about it, like the health part. I'm not gonna lie, at that time it started scaring me because it was obvious. Like my back was fucking up. I could barely walk. Like my body was becoming numb and shit like that. So I was just like, man, I'm gonna chill for this weekend. I'm gonna hydrate. I'm gonna nutrition up. I'm gonna rest up, and hopefully everything gets a little better. So get through the holiday, and it's crazy because I called the work that next day that I was supposed to go back to work, what next scheduled work day out, though I had already been told to go to the doctor or whatever. But for some reason, I called Ed. It was like, I'm not coming in today. I'm going to the doctor. And they was just like, oh, okay. Is that what you're supposed to be doing? But I ended up not going that day. And then the next day, just through a lot of persuasion from my family and friends around me, I decided, you know what, let me go to the doctor. Let me go see what's going on. So when I go to the doctor, by the time my body's just out of it. I'm not going to lie. Like I could literally barely walk. I'm just so numb. It's not even pain at this point. It's just numbness. Like from my stomach on down, it's just numb. Like a lot of numbness. I could have some feeling. I was really going off my memory at that point in time. I couldn't feel the way where I was stepping, but I know how to left, right, left, right, left, right. I'm watching my feet as I go so I don't drag my feet and trip over some shit like that. So at the same time, like I was in bad shape, man. So I go to the doctor. When I go to the doctor this time, I go to like one of the 24-hour emergency centers, to where they got a little more equipment in there to do a few more things. So when I go inside there, they put me, it's during 2020, during COVID time. It's just like the fucking pandemic is raging. Like nigga, it's going crazy at this point in time. Everybody, was going through something. Whether it was through COVID, whether it was being an essential worker, whether it was just being stuck in the house and not being able to go nowhere. At that time, I was an essential worker with the company I worked with. And, I was trying to work through the pandemic, get my money, stay active and everything. But it didn't pan out. So I ended up going to the doctor. They run some tests on me. For one, I came back COVID positive that day. So that was the first thing that fucked it up. And then secondly, I ended up they seen some stuff on a scan. They did like a scan on my body and they seen something, but they didn't have enough equipment at that time to like go through with it and see what was really going on. Plus they was concerned about the numbness in my body. They was trying to understand why is this happening? It was something that they was like, it was like a very rare disease that they wanted to check me for, but they didn't have the equipment. So they was telling me then, like, we're gonna have to send you to the hospital. Now, I can stop right there because that's the background, a little bit of background on my health, and like never really going to the hospital doctor growing up, having to what really drove me to go, from me trying to avoid it, going to doctor's offices, to going to like this 24-hour emergency, to them sending me. Like, they didn't even let me leave and go get in a car and take off, nigga. They called the ambulance to come pick me up type shit. So I was going straight from there to the hospital. Now, my experience in the hospital kind of fucked me up. I'm not even gonna cap. For one, it was COVID, pandemic time. Couldn't move around, stuck in the hotel room, hospital room, shall I say. Can't do shit. Like, I got COVID at that time too, so I for sure can't move around, and I can't have no visitors. There's no going out, and then every time a doctor come in, they like fucking, like they about to do surgery every time they walk up in that bitch. Like, they fully covered. Like, so I'm in a hospital, and I'm starting to experience a lot of stuff I've never experienced before in my life. They put 2 IVs in a nigga, like one on each arm. I'm in ICU getting fucking rubbed down, like, babe, a cold ass bath in the fucking bed with that fucking solution shit they be using. Like a cold ass bath, laying in the bed. Not being able to see my people, like, go nowhere, not being able to have my people come see me, drop shit off to the hospital. Like, I might want to eat a little different, I might want to something else, you know what I'm saying? I'm not having none of that. Plus just the experience of going through a lot of the medical shit for the first time. And a lot of times, I don't know this personally, but I feel like this. I feel like a lot of times when people going through medical shit and they used to having family and loved ones, they used to have the family and loved ones. Like, I couldn't have the family and loved ones. To me, it was like I would call them, hey, this is about to happen. And I'd call them after it happened and let them know, hey, it happened. Like, it happened. So, I'll give you a little bit of experience of when I was in the hospital, so you can understand, like, it ain't just me going in, not being able to see my family, not being able to go outside to just really, but I was going through so much medical shit. Like, they have to do so much to my body, and I'm not used to that shit. I'm not gonna cap. Like, I'm not used to needles. Like, I don't even like vaccinations, like, type shit. So it was kind of a bit different. You know what I'm saying? Going through all of the scans. I done every scan you could do. I done an MRI. Of course, CAT scan, PET scan, CT scan, done an MRI. Some of the scans I've done twice, or maybe 3 times. I had an 8-hour surgery on my back. I had done a 1 round of chemo in there where they fucking stuck like a fucking tube up my arm from like damn near my forearm all the way through to my chest, like, and all that shit while I'm awake. Once a stitch, the little thing when you pee in the bag and they put the tube up your piece and you pee in the bag. Like, it was just a lot of little shit I went through. I was in there for 13 days. And to me, like, I've been to jail before. And jail is like that. Like, you go to court, you go outside, and police pick you up, and that's a wrap. And that's kind of how, it all happened to me. It felt like it happened when I was in the hospital. It felt like I went there for thinking I'm gonna get a little help and get the fuck up on by my life, and the bitches, I was in that shit for like 2 weeks, you know what I'm saying? And just going through it in it for 2 weeks type shit. Like, wasn't struggling, stressing the whole time. I actually handled it like a G. I wasn't doing no crying, no complaining, no bitch ass shit, you know what I'm saying? I was just in there doing my thing. But once I got up out that shit and got back home, got back into the comfort zone, back into the way of life, seeing people live normally, and everything started coming back on me. What I went through, what I did, how it was, that shit really started bothering me. I'm not gonna lie to you. It started fucking with me. So I was like, it felt like I was in jail. I couldn't control what these people was doing to me. Like, I could say no, but I really know was like the worst thing to say to these people at this time. So I had whatever they said, I had to trust, I had to roll with. 3 meals a day, like eating the same shit. And I ordered my own food, so it was on me on what I ate. And like day 12, they let my family bring me some shit in. So even the shit I took with me, even the shit they brought in, I took all that shit home because I went home the next day. And at this point in time, I'm already like accustomed to eating the food and the routine and everything that's going on at that time. Plus no sleep. It's no sleep at the hospital. I don't know if you ever, anybody ever, like whoever been, but there's no sleep in the hospital, bro. When I was going through it was no sleep. It seemed like every couple hours they come in this bitch and the doctor said he needed some blood. The doctor said, fuck, what to do? The doctor know nigga need an 8 hour sleep to be functioning fully. Like, what the fuck? So yeah, the doctor really was on my nerves a lot about, oh, we need this from you. We're gonna wake you up and go take you to a scan at fucking midnight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to the point then, like I couldn't even sleep because I was just so anticipating somebody fucking with my sleep. I would just be up and my nurse would come in that bitch and be like, you good? And I'd be like, I'm cool. I'm just watching TV. She'd be like, if you ain't sleep when I come back in here, I'm gonna give you some melatonin. I'm like, all right, cool. So she'll come in and give me the melatonin. I go into a good sleep. Guess what happened? Tap, tap, tap. Wake up. The doctor said, fuck. Damn, the doctor always saying shit. But I ended up going to the hospital one more time after that. And that was a lot shorter stay. But I don't even know how much better it was because at that time I didn't have COVID. A lot of the COVID restrictions had been lifted. So, was able to have a visitor, was able to move around and get out. But at the same time, those medicines they did to me in that hospital, that shit was like the most powerful shit my body ever, like my body, it's standing 3 years ago. That's 2 years ago. My body still ain't like fully recovered from the strong medicine that they was putting in my body at that second hospital stay where I stayed for only 2 days. But the whole time I had some type damn near, if I was there for 48 hours, for 36 of the hours, I had something pumping into me, some type of medicine with along with the saline to keep everything a little diluted. So it was like, man, like I stayed hooked up to shit and shit pumping in my body. And I'm a very conscientious guy. Like that type of shit I think about. Like I sit up and be like, nigga, you just pumping shit in my body. Like I can't just put the shit to the side, hide the shit, and be watching movies all day and forget I'm being medicated. No, I'm being medicated, and that shit's just on the top of my brain. So I need to go back to the hospital, and I will soon. But man, them experiences right there, they were kind of tough on me, and I never found the strength from anywhere else. I think that's a part of it too. I don't know if I wasn't looking for it or what, but I never like was able to hold on to something. Usually, like if I'm fearful of something or if something's bothering me till I don't want to do it or I'm worried about it, I could find something to hold on to just go do this shit, get through this shit. But that's what I've been searching for these last couple years, and I just literally hadn't been able to find like anything to hold on to. Like I have a lot of things I want to live for. I have a lot of things I want to be around and do. But as far as just the strength, something to hold on and grab for strength, I haven't been able to do it. You know what I'm saying? In this department, in this section of going to the hospital, taking care of myself and getting my shit together. So that's something that I want to continue searching for. I tried a little bit of something. I hadn't tried a little bit of everything though. Like it's some stuff that I've been recommended that I haven't even tried yet. Like having someone that has been through the shit, you know what I'm saying? But I just always been like, I always thought I could like find somebody that like, I knew, but they gotta pretty much down there find somebody you don't even know, but they done been through a lot of the same shit you've been through medically in the hospital and, going through this shit, trying to get healthy. And they can probably help me, get more clarity, more understanding, more strength, more just the shit I need to get back to it, because not getting back to it isn't an option for real. Plus, I just need it. You know what I'm saying? I need something. It ain't something I can hold on to, it's just something I can touch. Cause holding on to it, you usually gonna fall off. I just want something I can touch real quick and get a little inspiration, a little motivation, a little confidence, and then I can go forward. So that was that, man. That was my hospital story. Because a lot of people, when they talk about the hospital, I get a little disgusted. I don't want to talk about it. But now you see why. Because my hospital experience, I don't know anyone else's. I hadn't even asked. My sister got babies and she been in the hospital. I ain't even asked her how her shit was because I don't know. Maybe I just need to start talking about it more. Maybe this video right here, maybe it's the start of something new. Cause I just hadn't talked about it for real. So I appreciate everybody that checked the story out. I hope you can get something from it. I hope you can help me get something from it. Cause you know, I'm just speaking my story, man. You on the outside looking in, maybe can get more insight into what's going on, what I'm thinking, what's really happening. But you know, it's your boy J Mo, and one blunt, one story. Until the next time, baby.